Hello FFBE players, in this video I'm going to talk about King Mog Events and why new players will want to make the most out of them. And if you're interested in learning more about FFBE, then you can check out my FFBE Beginner Guide playlist. You can also join my Discord where we have an FFBE help channel where you can ask questions and have experienced players answer them. With that said, let's get into the video. King Mog Events are a regular type of rotating content in FFBE, and typically will always have either a King Mog event, a story event, an item world event, or a raid active at one point. All four of these event types are easy enough for a beginner to play right off the bat, and they have great rewards for new players. So if you're just starting out in FFBE, you'll want to maximize your value from these events, hence this video. Here we are in the Final Fantasy XII King Mog event window, and you can see a bunch of different stuff. We're going to start by looking at the level 5 mission here. It's the highest level that you can clear, and it's going to give you the most bonus rewards for clearing it. So whenever you do these King Mog events, you want to farm this stage, and you want to make sure that you have a companion that has a bonus. And most of your friends, when you start to add friends, should put their bonus units in the event 1 column, although that's not always where they're going to be. So you can scroll down and you hopefully, see, I don't have anybody that's set their event yet. Hopefully you can find someone that has a bonus unit, and you can see here that our Chizuru has a 250% drop bonus. That's going to help you get more of the currency to buy stuff in the King Mog shop. When you see that EP bonus 30, that's based off how many awakening stars that Chizuru has down there, and that's actually going to help your ranking bonus, or your bonus of like clearing the milestones for points. So you typically want to get a full party stacked with as high awakening as possible, as you can see here, and as also as high as, you know, the drop bonuses you can get for this. Now, if you want to find a bunch of FF12 units easily, then you can go to the filter screen, you can go to the bottom, and we can actually select by FF12. And what this does is every single menu, it will only show you FF12 units. Now, there's a problem with this, that if you don't have any FF12 friend companions, they won't appear here, but also Chizuru is not an FF12 unit, and she will not show up in that search. But maybe if it's a Final Fantasy VI event, you know lots of people will have those units, you can filter if you really want to find them quickly. So you can see I'm clearing the event using an auto repeat for all of my units. They're all just using their bolting strike chaining move, and they all have like whatever highest equipment the optimize button would put on for them. Now, if you're a brand new player, this might actually be harder for you at first, but if you get a full party of Neovisions and you just put whatever attack equipment, whatever magic equipment that you have depending on the unit, you should actually be able to clear this. I remember when I started, the King Mog event that I had was the Kingdom Hearts one, and I couldn't clear the level 5 my first day, but by the 3rd day I was able to beat that stage with my Neovision Riku Axstar, and I can't even remember who it was Starlight Elena. So when we clear the mission, you can see we got this huge bonus amount of certificates, and that's because our bonus units were so highly rated. We had so many high bonuses that we got a ton of these certificates. Every time you clear the stage, you're also going to get some event points added on, and that depends on how many units you have with that EP bonus. So these event points will just stack up, and every single time you reach a milestone, you will get a reward. Now, things on this list, I mean, there's some good ones, there's some bad ones. For a new player, they're all good. This is fantastic. For an experienced player, you don't care so much about the EX coins, about the Brave Insignias and the King Metal Minotaurs, but for a new player, literally everything on this list is amazing. The rare summon tickets are really good. So once you are an experienced player, you're still going to want to clear these for the rare summon tickets, which means you want to get to about 60,000 points minimum. If you get to 75,000, then you get the NVEX ticket, but even that's like not that special, but when you get to a certain point, it's just more certificates. If you're farming this event to clear out the shop, which a lot of you should do, then you're naturally going to get all of this stuff anyway. One thing to note here is that these King Mog events will typically give a free Neovision unit to all players. This is particularly relevant for the new players that don't have a lot of Neovision units, but also it's just great for everybody because it will be a bonus unit that will be able to earn you more rewards once you upgrade their levels and their awakenings. So in the case of this King Mog event, if you clear the first mission, you will get Blue Sky Belle Fran, and through clearing these missions and some of the other missions, you will be able to get all of her fragments as well. Now, the other place that you can get her fragments and any of the important items that you might need for her are going to be in the town exploration. So you can see right here, this is big button, town exploration. When we go here, it's going to take us to the royal city of Rabanastre, which has the music and everything. It's amazing. I really like how they added these in. And you can go to this first Moogle right here and you can exchange these certificates that we've been getting in the shop. Now, it's really important that you don't rush to awaken your Fran. Sometimes you might have some materials for some of these units already, but in the shop, they will give you or sell to you all of the materials needed for the Trustmaster, Super Trustmaster, and Awakening Prisms for these free units. These free units are taken care of for you. We can see there's an Awakening Prism to take her from 6 to 7 stars. There's TMR Moogles and STMR Moogles for Fran, and there's even fragments and brave insignias. We can also see that her bow gets an upgrade here to make it even stronger, and you'll need to buy these 2 materials down below. Now, otherwise, there's usually some other random equipment. This equipment is kind of, it's usually not that great for an experienced player, but once in a while it is, but it's always good for a new player because it's all you have and it's going to get you where you need to go. Otherwise, on this list, you pretty much want to buy, I would say, everything. So if we go from the top, I'll tell you right now, you're going to buy everything until we get to this Ascension Pearl. These are super common. Now, as a new player, you could just buy it. It's not very expensive. Eventually, you're going to stop buying those. The Super Trust Moogles are good. As a new player, you want to buy all of these King Metal Minotaurs. You want to get all of the ones down here, the metal ones and the King Metal ones. So the difference here is these top ones are max level. So they actually have a ton of experience in them. These ones down here, the third from the bottom there, those do not give as much experience as the top ones. Doesn't matter. Buy it all. Just farm, farm, farm. If you have time for it, you can get all of this stuff. The Trust Moogles, the Gill Snappers, that's all really good stuff for new players. Now, these maps that you can see here, you don't need to get these. If you want, you could do it. I would just leave these for now, unless you want to farm these things. But even then, I don't farm this way. I've never really needed to use these. I don't recommend that you buy any of these maps that are on the screen right now. Later on, you will start picking up some of these forticites. At the beginning, you don't need to worry about it as much. It's really when you start to run out of them, you can pick out the ones that you need. But what I do recommend that you buy here is at the very, very bottom, same thing with the Pure Crysts. Oh, they actually don't have it for this King Mog, but typically at the bottom of this menu, they will have Awakening materials for 5 and 6 star units, and they will have them in packs of 100 for like 5,000 certificates. So they're super, super cheap. Now, this is a really easy way to get them. You can also buy them for Gil in the special shop, so it's not like you can't get this material elsewhere, but because you're already in this menu, whenever they do have Awakening materials here, you might as well just pick them up when you're starting out, because soon enough you'll just be set for life. You'll never have to worry about going to awaken a lower star unit and not having the materials and then going and finding them, etc. You can just buy them all in the King Mog shop. So just to summarize, you're going to buy everything down to the Ascension Pearl. You can stop there. Then you're going to buy everything from the Super Trust Moogle all the way down to the Gill Snapper Tower. And then if you have extra certificates and you want to buy stuff, start buying out the Forticites. That's for Neovision Awakenings, for their abilities. That's how you upgrade a Neovision unit's abilities. And then if you really have a lot of materials or certificates, you could buy the Pure Crysts. These are for upgrading abilities and magic for 7-star units or magic for Neovision units, but they don't come in handy nearly as commonly as they used to, so you don't have to worry about that as much because you'll get them from other sources as well. One thing I should mention is that when you go to these live maps here, you can often find treasures with some certificates and other things in the corners. So you can see I found one up there. There's another one up here. There's usually others. So make sure you look around for the treasure so that you can get some extra certificates and some medals. I also wanted to mention that sometimes there won't actually be a town exploration. And in that case, you need to go up to top right of the Vortex screen and click on Exchange. That's going to take you to the King Mog himself, and this is where all the exchanges used to happen. So if you can't find out where to exchange your stuff, this King Mog right here, he will do it for you. If you're ever curious about the Dark Vision and the Super Trust Moogle exchange, it's over here with the Moogle Guard Captain as well, so that's where that is located. The final thing I wanted to talk about is being a good friend, because as you could see, I don't have a lot of friends that have set up their Final Fantasy XII bonus units yet. So if you want to do that, you can go to your friend menu here and go down to the bottom right to companion settings, and you can set up all of your units. Now, I've put my bonus event unit into the event 1 slot, and I think that's where a lot of people put their units. They also put them in the favorite and sometimes the event 2, but either way, do this for your friends and they will be so thankful. It's pretty much the main reason why we have friends in FFBE at this point, although lately we have been getting more content where you can actually take a friend unit into it, but otherwise this is one of the main things people look for in friends, is that they just update their bonus units regularly. So that's it. That's all I have to say about the King Mog event. It's just such a good event for new players to collect a lot of stuff, and I think that if you put the time into it, then your account will power up faster, and if you don't, then you'll have to wait to do things like leveling up Neovision units or gaining some gil for awakenings or whatever else it is that you're looking to do. So I hope this was useful for you. If you're an experienced player and you have some other advice about King Mog events, then make sure you comment down below. And otherwise, I'll see you all in the next FFBE video.